And this workshop involves the development of a model county bill on prevention of violent extremism. So we are doing the model county bill, which then will go to all the counties across the country, so that then the counties can interact with the bill and subsequently pass those bills. And the whole reason for this is that despite the fact that national security is a national government responsibility, but the counties also play a major role because insecurity happens actually within the counties. So we are working on having a framework that then would allow the counties to be able to be fully involved in supporting the prevention of violent extremism. Of course, as it is, there are 3 counties that have already passed this bill and are already implementing it. Part of why the passage of this is important is that then it also helps to just address the legal gap that exists, but also to speak into the issues around the funding for these interventions. Of course, we also have the national government infrastructure that is been fully involved in the prevention of violent extremism across the country. There's the National Counter-Terrorism Center, which is the main agency that takes responsibility for it. But then we also have other security players and actors, like the National Police Service. We have the National Government Administration officers, together with the various community and civil society agencies who work closely with us to ensure that we try and keep the country safe. The last 2 years since the administration of Ruto came in, we have had minimal instances of violent extremism, but that is largely on account of a lot of work that our security agencies have been able to do over the years, but also the support that we've got from all the communities and the actors in terms of sharing of information, sharing of intelligence, but also being more proactive so that then we prevent issues or matters that would easily escalate. So the key highlights of the bill is one is with regards to the coordination between the counties and the various agencies. And number 2 is the involvement of the communities who suffer the brunt of this violent extremism, in terms of building capacity, in terms of them being able to share information. In instances where we are dealing with terrorists, we know that we also have those who may have been involved in some of these activities who have made that conscious decision not to continue being part of it. So there's the issue of reintegration. So how do we have those reintegration? How do we have programs that would also empower the youths and women in terms of livelihood, so that then getting involved in violent extremism does not become attractive on account of people not having something to do, or on account of people not having adequate information. In terms of violent extremism, first with terrorism, the most affected regions are in the northeastern and part of coastal region. But as I've said, the incidences have really been minimized. We have isolated cases of IEDs and IEDs being used either to blow up communication masts, as well as to target our security officers when they are moving, doing their patrols and all that. On the religious front, of course, we still clearly remember the case of Shakahola, where we lost over 400 Kenyans. I've done as a ministry, and basically all the players within the national security infrastructure, is that we have come up with a plan which will cover the entire period going into the Christmas until the New Year. So we have a 3-tier process at the national center, then at the regional, together with the county level arrangement. And it's a multi-agency setup where we've brought in all the players, both in the uniformed and non-uniformed officers. The program will be rolling it out from the 5th of December all the way to just after New Year. And before we do that, we will be communicating again, sharing all the details with all the Kenyans. But the call to Kenyans is that as we get into the festive period, we just need to be careful, and we need to work closely with our security officers whenever we see or we suspect that there are elements that might jeopardize the security of Kenyans. Let's share information. But the assurance I can give the country is that we have made adequate preparation to secure the country throughout the period.
The CTC, we acknowledge the efforts that have been undertaken by all PCV stakeholders across the country, particularly some counties such as Mombasa, Laikipia, Nakuru, Nyeri, and Nairobi, which have developed legislation to enable the implementation of PCVE. As I conclude, we call upon the COG, CAF, Country Assemblies Forum, and all other stakeholders to partner with the NCTC in this fight against terrorism and violent extremism for a secure and safe nation.
It has been a journey that we've been together since 2022, and today we are grateful and we are excited that we've come to an end of this journey. And we wish to offer our commitments as County Assemblies Forum to ensure that this bill will sail through to its finalization, and we will support in ensuring that all county assemblies are able to adopt this bill uniformly. And now that we are also partnering with the Council of Governors, we also hope that once we have this bill passed, that you also, as you've mentioned, your commitment to ensure that it's implemented, and also working with NCTC to ensure that we also do the monitoring and evaluation just to monitor impact and see what are the challenges and take charge of them on time.
I want to thank NCTC for coming up with a legal framework, because we've been experiencing resources, and especially from the counties, because when they spend money without guidance, there is always some backlash. So this is something that we need to support, and I hope that Senate, because this is a bill that is going to Parliament, Senate, I want to believe that it is also brought in board, being an oversight to the county. So thank you very much.